verb is ir. Ir plus the future plans, because let's break it down. So ir means to go. Okay, so we're going to be talking about what you're going to do, where you're going to go, and the purpose of discussing plans. So let's say if you want to say, okay, I'm going to cook dinner, or I'm going to the store. Ir is a verb that we're going to use to say I am going to do something. So we're going to be talking about our plans and things that we plan to do. So future things, exactly. So we're going to get into it. So today, the word is ir, and it means to go. And we're going to be using it in the sense of going to, like, what are we going to do today? All right. So we have 5 verb tenses that we're going to use. It's going to be voy, which is I go. Vas, which is you go. Va, he or she goes. Vamos, we go. And van, which is they go. That's the they and them format. All right. And then this is our actual formula that we're doing today. So our formula is ir plus a plus infinitive verb. Okay. This is our actual formula. So before we can get into any examples, let's break down what this formula really means, because there's several things we have to go over about this formula so it'll make sense. So ir, we already know, means to go. A is the actual letter you have to put after it. Consider that just a connected piece of the sentence. It's just Spanish grammar. And the infinitive verb. So if you all don't know what an infinitive verb is, infinitive verb just means a verb that is unconjugated. So let's say if we have the word comer, the word beber, and even the verb ir, which we're doing up here. All 3 of these verbs are what we would call the infinitive. Infinitive just means unconjugated. This verb has not been conjugated. It still has its original ending. Whenever you see the word infinitive, know it means an unconjugated verb. So let me put that again. The word infinitive just means unconjugated. Did I spell that right? Okay. Unconjugated. That's what it means. So let's say if you normally had the word comer and you want to change it to I eat, and you want to say, let's say, como. Well, now you've conjugated that into the verb I eat. But let's say you don't conjugate it. You don't put it in the yo form, the to form, the nosotros. Let's say you just want to leave it as comer, and that means to eat. And this verb is unconjugated. All right. So infinitive verb means unconjugated. So now let's look at that in the context of our formula. Whenever we get ready to formulate our sentences, we're going to have to choose the correct version of ir, which these are our conjugations up there. So we have to choose the correct conjugation. We have to include the word a, and then we have to have the infinitive verb. So let's do an example of what that would look like. All right. So now that we know what an infinitive is, and we know we have to conjugate ir, we have our conjugations up here and what they mean. So let's do an example. Let's say, okay, somebody asked me today, like, oh, what if they ask, ¿qué vas a hacer hoy? ¿Qué vas a hacer hoy? That means, what are you going to do today? So let me write that question down, because that'll be a question we go over quite a few times. What if we say, the question is, ¿qué vas a hacer? ¿Qué vas a hacer? Now, as you can see, you actually already have it in the correct format. We have vas a, which is ir plus a, and then we have the infinitive hacer, which is to do. So this sentence says, what are you going to do? So somebody's essentially, they're asking about your plans. So to answer that question, because I already see right here, we have the basic format. This person says, what are you going to do? Now, if we say, look at vas, that is the to version of ir. So this is, you are going. You are going. And then hacer means to do. Okay. And we already know que means what. So this is, what are you going to do? So we actually already have an example of our format. We have the correct version of ir, which in this case is you. What are you going to do? And then we have hacer. So let's look at a different example, because we already did one just by asking this question. Just by asking this question, We already did the correct form of ir plus a plus infinitive. So I'll answer the question. Let's say we say, voy a comer. All right, voy a comer. So as we can see, let's go ahead and break it down. Did we do this according to our formula? Let's find out. Okay, ir. We have to have the correct conjugation of ir. And I said voy. So let's look up here. Is voy one of our words? Yes, that is our conjugation. And it's in the yo format. So did I use the correct tense? Yes, because what I mean to say is I am going to. And voy means I go. So that's how we know that is the correct one. A, which just translates to more like to. So I'm going to eat. And look at this. This is an infinitive verb. You know why? Because I didn't conjugate it. I didn't conjugate it. So this word is infinitive. It's an infinitive verb, a verb that hasn't been conjugated. And so that matches up here with our formula. Voy a comer. I'm going to eat. It's just that simple. I am going to eat. And it matches what we have up here inside of our formula. All right. So let's do a different example. Let's say somebody asks you what you're going to do. ¿Qué vas a hacer? And let's say, okay, I am going to work. So let's say I'm going to work. So let's say voy a. So I'm going to work. I'm going to work. So that's what that translates to. Somebody says, how would I say I want to go dancing? Well, want, that is the verb querer. We'll go over that later for to want. So for now, we're going to change that sentence to I'm going to dance. So we'll do that in a minute. So this one translates to I'm going to work. Trabajar is to work. Voy a, I'm going to. So that's how that works. Now, someone just had a question about how we say, I'm going to dance. So if they ask you, oh, okay, ¿qué vas a hacer hoy? What are you going to do today? And you're saying, okay, I'm going to go dance. Then we want to say, voy a bailar. That is the verb for to dance. Okay. So if you want to say, okay, I'm going to dance, voy a bailar. And that's how you will say, I'm going to go dance. I'm going dancing. Same thing. All right. Now let's look at a different verb or different verb tense. So we've been playing around with voy. Voy a is literally I'm going to. But what if we want to say you're going to? So just as a reminder, voy a is I'm going to, and then whatever verb that you want to go, because we don't know what you're doing, so whatever verb. But if we want to say you're going to, then it is vas a. And that is you're going to. So now we're working over here in the te form. So yes, you said tu vas a. Yes, absolutely. Yes, it vas a. So you don't have to put the tu at the front of it. That's an optional word. But if you say vas a, that is still correct. But the tu, that's optional. So vas a is you're going to. So now let's make a sentence saying you're going to study. So I would say, vas a estudiar. And that is, you're going to study. Yes, exactly. Yep, good job. Yep, honey goddess, good job. Joseph, you are going to study. Is vas a estudiar. Perfect. And see, you're getting the hang of this already. And see, that's because we are following our formula up here. All we have to do is we have to choose the correct version of ir, the correct conjugation, include the word a, which is like the to, like going to, and then the infinitive verb, which is an unconjugated verb. So that's how we do that. Okay? Yes, buenas noches, Stacy. All right. So yes, so that's how we're going to go ahead and do that. So we've done voy, we've done vas a. before we get into the other pronouns, or I'm sorry, so we get over to the other conjugations, what about if we say we're not going to do something, or I'm not going to do something? What do you think we would put at the front of that sentence before we start our formula? Remember, we talked about that yesterday, the day before. There's something we want to put. Yes, exactly. Yes, we're going to put the word no at the front of it, which is going to negate whatever you say after it. So if you say, okay, no, and then you say the rest of the formula. So no goes at the front of it, and it'll be no voy a estudiar. So now what we've said now is, okay, I'm not studying. No voy a estudiar. No voy a estudiar. No voy a dormir. No voy a trabajar. All of those things. Okay, I'm not going to school. I'm not going to work. All of those things, you just add no at the front of the sentence, and then you continue on as normal with the rest of your formula. Exactly, Robin, the comeback coach. Yep, you just put no at the front of it. If I say I don't want to go, can I say no quiero ir? So that's getting into a different concept. You would actually be saying no voy a irme, like I'm not going to go. So that's a different topic for a different day. So that's why we'll stay over here today, because right now we're talking about ir and the concept of your future plans. What are you going to do? But ir, if you're going to say that, it would be no quiero irme. That's how we would say that. But that's a good question, but we'll handle that in another session when we talk about irse, which is the reflexive form of that verb. But today it's going to be ir as far as plans and what you're going to do for the day. All right. Now let's go over to, let's look at some other verb formats. So we have been saying voy a, vas a. Now what about va a? Va a. So if we choose to say va a, let's write that down closer to the bottom of the board. So if we say va a, now we're saying he or she is going to. All right? So yes, exactly. Yep, the el ella format, he or she format, or el ella, exactly. So let's say if we want to say, okay, va a, which is he or she is going to go, then let's say, for example, we're going to come up with the example, she is going to travel. She is going to travel. So if I want to say she is going to travel, what would that sentence be? Somebody could put it in the chat, and then I'll read through and I'll put the correct answer. She is going to travel. Okay, good. Yep, I got one answer in the chat so far. Okay. Let's see. Yep, another answer. Okay. All right, Stacy and Cheyenne, you're both correct. Very good. Okay, so what we're going to do, the correct answer is va a viajar. Yep, simple as that. And yep, good job, good job. I see another one, va a viajar. Good job. Thank you for putting that in the chat. So yes, that is the exact translation for she is going to travel. And some of you put ella at the front of it. You can put ella, but if you say va a viajar, it'll mean the same thing. But yes, so if we wanted to add ella at the front of it, you have the option to do that. It's optional. But ella va a viajar. And I'll tell you another thing. We could even put someone's name in there. Because if you mention someone's name, a singular person that's not yourself, then yes, that also counts as the ella or el form. So if we wanted to say Anna va a viajar, you're still correct to use a name. So Anna va a viajar. Yes, okay. When do you not use the infinitive? I'm always confused. I'm used to the way you're teaching. Let me see if I understand your question. When do you not use the infinitive? Well, the word "a" here is not an infinitive. Infinitive verb are verbs that are unconjugated. So you'll have to kind of explain what you mean in the chat, because an infinitive verb is unconjugated, but then you're saying the word "a." So while she's putting that in there, I'm going to go ahead and do another example. So we have done the L and the ella format. So, I tell you, let's go ahead and let's play around with the nosotros form. The nosotros form. So that would be vamos. So let's do vamos. And vamos would mean we are going to. We are going to. So if I want to say we are going to, let's see. If I want to say we are, I got one, yeah. We are going to eat. Like say you're about to go eat dinner. If I want to say we are going to eat, because that's a verb we've seen before, so everybody should know that verb by now because we've seen it. Everybody tell me in the chat, what is we are going to eat? Okay, great job, everybody. Yep, these answers are correct. Yes, absolutely. So the correct the correct translation is vamos a comer. And yep, all we have to do is look back at our format. Did we follow the formula? Did we conjugate ear correctly? We did. Did we add the word a? We did. Did we add an infinitive, aka an unconjugated verb? We certainly did.